Hilton and the Rockies squeaked by the Cardinals in Game 1 last night here at Busch Stadium by a run as Scott Rolen and the Cardinals are trying to get this offense moving in the right direction. Clint Hurdle trying to move up in the West. The Cardinals trying to do so in the bottom right now in the Central Division. The Cardinals and the Rockies. It's Game 2 tonight on FSN Midwest. With my partner Al Hrabosky, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to the broadcast booth. And when you think about the St. Louis Cardinals, Al, this is a team that certainly is struggling offensively. Last night, wow, only 4 hits.
4 hits, and then complicating that because they're all 4 singles. But, you know, situational hitting is probably the toughest thing. Trying to get that runner in from third base with less than 2 outs. Scott Rolen fails in this attempt. Shallow fly ball to left field. Taguchi can't score. 9th inning, they had a golden shot, first and third with only 1 out. Ludwig gets jammed with this shot right to the first baseman Helton, and it just continues. And look at this telling tale. Yeah, situational hitting is a big key as to why the Cardinals have struggled. Only 23 runs in that spot right there. That is worst in the major leagues. So the big question surrounding the Cardinals right now, Al, is how do they get this offense going? Well, it's a constant battle, and you have to fight your way out of it. You know, if this was not a talented team, you would say they can't get any better. But we know the defending champions have done it in the past. Too many proven hitters. It's just going to take some time, but they're going to have to do it themselves by fighting their way out of it. We thought Chris Carpenter would make this start tonight. That is not the case, obviously. From the bullpen, it is Brad Thompson. His second major league start comes tonight against the Rockies. We'll talk about that when we come back on FSN Midwest.
From the starting standpoint, obviously it's a grind. I mean, you've got to set hitters up early, first time through the lineup, figure out how you're going to attack them second time through the lineup, if guys are on base versus no one on base. So there's a lot of different factors that come into play versus in the bullpen. When you come in relief, basically you're planning on getting 3, 4, 5 guys out, just facing maybe at the most the lineup 1 time.
Brad Thompson making his first start of the season, and Al, you would anticipate that Thompson would be aggressive early in counts because that pitch count can't get too high. Exactly right. You know, Brad has a terrific sinker. He has to stay on top of that pitch and hopefully get ground ball outs. We're going to show you some video right here of swing and misses and strikeouts, but in a sense you hope he does not get 1 strikeout tonight because you hope he doesn't go 3 pitches to each batter. You want him to get at ground balls, either the first or second at bat. The most he's gone in this season is a couple times he's gone 2 innings. So you know he doesn't have a lot in the tank. So get the ground ball outs early. Brad Thompson getting that start tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. It is Game 2 from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. A gorgeous night for baseball. A look around the major leagues is coming up next.
Hello, I'm Pat Paris back at the Helitech studio. First pitch just moments away here on FSN Midwest. One other game in the National League of interest to Cardinals fans happening tonight in Milwaukee, just underway. The NL Central leading Brewers taking on the Nationals. Face from Redbird Pass starting for the Nats. Jason Simon-Tachi returns to the mound for the first time since 04. From 02 to 04, appeared in 83 games for the Cardinals, compiling a 20-10 record and a 4.77 ERA. Dan and Al have the call between the Rockies and Cardinals. Up next on FSN Midwest, join Rick Curtin and myself for Budweiser Cardinals Live immediately following the game. Enjoy. We'll see you afterwards.
Cardinals baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser. Reach for a Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. By Auto Tire, the tire pros. For the lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By the Missouri Lottery. Show you're a true fan by playing Missouri Lottery Cardinals Scratchers tickets. You could win up to $100,000 instantly and other Cardinals prizes. And by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. Beautiful Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Game 2 between the Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals are now 12-18. The Rockies with the win last night, 4 games below 500 at 14-18 as Clint Hurdle is in his 5th season as the manager of the Colorado Rockies. And let's take a look at his lineup. And it's brought to you as always again tonight by Southwest Airlines. Ageless wonder Steve Finley will lead it off and play center field. Tulowitzki is the shortstop, followed by Holiday here in the first. Then Todd Helton off to a great start, hitting .389, will bat cleanup. Garrett Atkins, Brad Hopp, Torrealba, Quintanilla, and Taylor Buchholz. the former Astro on the mound for the Rockies. And for the Cardinals, it is Brad Thompson. His numbers brought to you by Rico. First start of the season for Thompson. He's appeared in 14 games. Does have a win under his belt. ERA, though, is close to 5.
This is what he likes to do. He was a starter out through the minor leagues, got off to a great start through his professional career. That scoreless streak.
Strike one to Steve Finley, the center fielder, hitting 175 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. 82 degrees here in St. Louis, and that one is sliced out of play. You think the Rockies, Al, go in with an aggressive attitude against Thompson? He's not been great coming out of the bullpen, and they probably know in the back of their minds that he's going to be aggressive to stay in this game longer.
Well, you'd like to think that he's going to come out there and attack the hitters, throw pitches in the strike zone, so I'm sure they're going to be ready.
0-2 pitch, tails in, but it's a ball.
Good pitch right there, and I think if he keeps on throwing it, some of those pitches would be called a strike. Clint Hurdle's seen his team really pick it up offensively.
A lot of that due to their cleanup man, as that one is ripped down the right field line and just fouled. Todd Helton is finally healthy, and for him it was a situation where he dealt with sickness. He was in intensive care, remember that, a year ago, and never regained his strength fully. And now that he is back healthy, he's putting up big numbers.
Todd's going crazy. Holiday's going crazy.
Middle of their lineup is pretty good when you look at Holiday, Helton, Atkins, and Hop.
Then you had that young shortstop, Tulowitzki, and you know he's been on fire of late.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
With their pitching, particularly out of their bullpen, is in the course of a couple days they lost 3 relievers.
Ground ball hit to second. Hopefully we see a lot of that tonight. Ground balls as Brad Thompson gets Steve Finley to start the game. Let's take a look at the Cardinals defense. Brought to you by Auto Tire. Duncan in left, Edmonds in center. Ryan Ludwig is in right. Scott Rowland at third, David Eckstein at short. Adam Kennedy is the second baseman with Pujols over at first. Yadier Molina is behind the plate. Around the horn brought to you by Auto Tire. Tulowitzki is hitting .259, their shortstop. Couple of home runs, 14 driven in. First pitch. Grounded to his counterpart. Eckstein, low throw, 2 away. This is what you like to see. If you're Tony La Russa, ground ball after ground ball to start this game from Brad Thompson.
Well, first of all, that's his strength. He's got a very good sinking fastball. I mean, he stays on top of his pitches, and that has a little bit of the mechanical flaw that he had. But there you see, look at that action. It's not only moving down, but it's sliding. You know, that one from the outside toward the middle of the plate, but down where you just pound it in the dirt.
Here's Holiday. Hitting .363, 5 home runs, 26 driven in. The left fielder for the Rockies.
How do you have an over yesterday?
Hard to believe that the way that he's gotten off to this start in 2007. A liner past Pujols, that'll go to the corner. Matt Holliday on his way to second base.
Well, he's hit over 400 against the Cardinals. Came into yesterday's action 500 average in this ballpark with 4 home runs.
Take a look at the front leg here of Matt Holliday, that big leg kick.
Get up there, that you got to keep your balance back.
It's like watching Biggio.
Yeah, a little bit, but this guy is a terrific young hitter, and now with first base open, you know, it's that one of those situations. But you know, also you want to pitch to Helton because with 2 outs, you want to get him out. Don't want to throw at least 4 pitches. But if Brad can hopefully get him out on the first pitch, you'd only have a 10-pitch first inning.
Helton is hitting .389, a career .333 hitter coming into play this season. Best among active players. Pujols right behind him at .332. Ichiro in the top 5, Vladimir Guerrero and Nomar Garciaparra.
That average with runners in scoring position. He's hit 400 against right-handers, 364 against left-handers.
Just a terrific hitter. Hit to the opposite way. It is slicing and out of play.
You know, high average guy, but he's got good production and pop. hit the long ball, but he'll spray the ball around hard to defense.
And Al, that was the thing that we saw with him last year. His bat was dragging, and he was just sapped of his energy because of that illness.
He's got that goatee now to guard against that. It's an old Hungarian remedy.
What else does it work on?
Keeps gypsies away.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Andres Galarraga was still putting up big numbers for the Rockies, and they got rid of him to make room for Todd Helton.
See how they pretty much straight away in the outfield, but just shade a little bit in left field towards the line.
Hit to Scott Rowland, throws off balance to Pujols. Holiday stranded at second. Thompson threw a half inning. There's no score. Before nightfall hits here in St. Louis, little work on the old courthouse. What a great shot that is with the arch in the background, the old courthouse. Terrific. Take a look at the Cardinals lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Kennedy, Ludwig, and Pujols. And how about this? Duncan is now batting cleanup tonight. Ludwig in the second spot. Rowland drops down. Then Edmonds, Molina, Eckstein, and Thompson. You see what David Eckstein has done with runners in scoring position this season. His first year with the Cardinals, he led the league with runners in scoring position. Taylor Buchholz, we saw him with Houston. Came over to Colorado. Numbers aren't very good. A ERA over 8.
He started in the bullpen, and he is their 7th pitcher they've used in the rotation this year.
Beautiful night here in St. Louis. Glad you're with us. Adam Kennedy is in the leadoff spot. He had 3 hits from this spot on Sunday. Hits it hard, but right to Todd Helton. Brings in Ryan Ludwig, who's hitting just 125. But how about this? Dropping Duncan behind Pujols, trying to give him a little protection. We'll talk about that in a moment. The Rockies D brought to you by Auto Tire. 3 career starts for Buchholz against the Cardinals. He's 1-1. Holiday, Finley, and Hopp in the outfield. Atkins, Tulowitzki, Quintanilla, and Helton along the infield. And Yorvit Torrealba is behind the plate.
Well, initially, Tony La Russa was going to move Duncan into cleanup spot, put Edmonds in the second spot. But then with the fact the Rockies have 3 relievers.
Ludwig with a base hit up the middle.
The Cardinals feel that they're going to get pitches up in the zone and move Ludwig there. Right-handed batters are batting .419 before this base hit. But fastballs up in the zone, out over the middle of the plate is what Hal McRae thinks his hitters are going to get.
I think what's going to be interesting too, Al, is to watch how Pujols is pitched here. And then following that, Duncan is going to be pitched, because Chris Duncan is in the best spot in baseball, hitting in front of Albert.
Well, we said he was in front of him. It was the best spot, but now these two, you're looking for any combination of trying to get hits back to back. And so you put Duncan in an RBI slot. And as I said, because they have 3 relievers, including their closer, that are left-handed, you didn't want to have left-hander Kennedy, left-hander Edmonds, right-hander, left-hander Duncan. So you got to mix them up.
I know that Tony likes to get Pujols up in the first, but you have to wonder if he's flirted with the idea of dropping Albert down to 4th and Duncan hitting 3rd.
Well, a lot of people still will put their best hitter in the 3rd spot. And I just think that Tony feels that his best option right now is to put Duncan behind him. These are the 2 guys like Friday night that were delivering in RBI situations. You know, he likes to put somebody with a little bit of pop in front in the 2-hole. And Ludwig right now, you know, is an aggressive hitter. He was leading the Pacific Coast League in RBIs and runs scored, 2nd in home runs. So he fulfills that dangerous spot. But you're just trying to look for any combination to put together hits.
3 balls and no strikes on Pujols. Albert, a ground ball and a double play. Flip to short, double play. Swinging away on 3-0, and it's a ground out, 4-6-3 double play. No score after 1. No score after 1 inning as we move to the top of the second. Gary Bennett has been kind enough to provide us with our 4 keys to victory for the Cardinals.
Has a very good sinker, and that's the key for him is when he's able to consistently, well, consistency is the key for any pitcher, but with Brad especially, when he's able to stay in the bottom half of the zone, he's got such great movement. He could literally get ground ball after similar. I'm not comparing him to Brandon Webb by any means, but that type of effect where he could throw sinker after sinker after sinker, and the hitter can know what's coming, and it doesn't matter.
The other thing too is we appreciate Gary Bennett for helping us out tonight. The other thing too, as Molina is the catcher tonight, it's not just the sink, but he also has a lot of tailing action on his pitches and just a ton of movement.
Yeah, and you know, movement is the most important thing. Major league hitters eventually will time velocity, but the movement, toughest thing in sports. Round bat, round ball, trying to hit it as they both move.
No balls and 2 strikes on Garrett Atkins, who's off to a slow start by his standards, hitting just .263.
Watch him set up inside, but you see that ball. That's where you're going to find today. There are going to be some guys fouling the pitch off their front leg with that good sinker.
Just outside 1-2. Atkins hit .329 a season ago with 29 home runs and 120 RBIs.
A 9-game hitting streak snapped last night, but really struggling.
Another ground ball. 4th ground ball out for Brad Thompson to start this game.
Well, remember when Brad came into professional baseball in his 2nd season of pro ball in '04, he set a Southern League record for consecutive scoreless innings at 49, not allowing a run until his 8th start of the season. He was pitching for West Tennessee, and he had a 57.2 inning scoreless streak dating back to the end of 2003 season.
When he first came up, he would come out of the bullpen and just pump strikes. He went right after hitters.
That's what you love. I mean, he had a baby face, but it was baby face Nelson. You know, he just went out there and pounded the ball down in the zone, let him hit it, but they hit ground balls and let his good defense do the work behind it.
No balls, 2 strikes on Brad Hopp, the right fielder.
How about Hopp's at bat last night against Tyler Johnson, where he took a tough 3-2 pitch for the game-winning walk. Broke the 2-2 tie.
And an 0-2 pitch here. Breaking ball that time.
And he sat there and he said, I watched Tyler pitch to Todd Helton. And he said Todd Helton couldn't hit his slider. And he goes, he's one of the best in all of baseball. So he said, I learned not to swing at it. And it's tough to take a 3-2 pitch. But he did, and it was ball 4.
0-2 is hit out to center field. Edmonds on the move, still going, and he won't get there. It hops over the wall, and a ground rule double for Brad Hopp. 2nd double of the night for Colorado. Edmonds plays that shallow center field. Got a good jump on it. That ball was very well hit.
Yeah, scorched out there. You saw an adjustment on the off-speed pitch, and over the head of the 8-time Gold Glove winner on the warning track and over the wall for the ground rule double.
Hopp had 33 doubles a year ago. He stands at 2nd with 1 out. Here's Torrealba, the catcher.
He's got 11 RBIs already, and 9 of those in the last 14 games. But he's also hit 162 in his last 11.
Rockies off to a slow start, just like the Cardinals. Colorado is 14-18, and now this was supposed to be the year, 2007, where they got over the hump. They got away from some of the big money contracts of players that are no longer wearing that uniform and freed from some of that salary and that cloud that just kind of was over the organization. Just hung over the organization. Now they figured this was the chance to do it.
And they've got to deal with some injuries right now. Kat Matsui was hitting the ball extremely well. The second baseman, he's out on the disabled list. Tavares has been out, their center fielder, for a few games with a groin injury.
Probably won't play in this series.
And they have some injuries to their pitching, but they have some hit.
So look at your Sonic pitch count here. It's number 26.
19 of those 26 are strikes, so he's trying to pump in their pitches.
And that just missed inside, so ball 4 to Torrealba, and it's runners at first and second with one out here in the top of the second. Well, last night it appeared to be a 9th inning go-ahead homer by the Rockies shortstop, instead ruled a double by Bob Davidson. Said the ball went off the top of the wall in left center field. Clint Hurdle was ejected for the first time after a lengthy argument, and now he is asking Major League Baseball to take a hard look at instant replay, specifically for those types of situations where instant replay could certainly clear it up.
Now the Cardinals were involved in the only instant replay that I know of, and it was a
you and I down in Florida,
yeah, with Frank Pulley, the crew chief. You know, went on the scoreboard in Florida. But here's the play last night. It clearly was a home run as it goes off that railing and back into the field. Now that did not go. The padding would have a certain sound going off that concrete and that railing right in front of the stands beyond the flower bed would have a more distinct sound. The umpires got together, but they never got the correct call. They kept that one in force.
Well, Hurdle contends it's now twice in 3 games that the Rockies have seen the call go against them. So he's asking that you take a look at what the NFL is doing. NBA uses instant replay, even the National Hockey League, but baseball does not. And Bud Selig at this point is against it.
Yeah. Frank Pulley did it where he went into the home dugout, looked at the camera shot, asked for the video footage, and he got the play right. And in there it was kind of like the ball, there's different places with that scoreboard out on left center, and it was almost like the ball hit a white spot and it was hard to detect. And using instant replay, they got the play right, but Major League Baseball is very, very reluctant, and they criticized Frank Pulley for doing what he did, getting a play right.
And I think one of the concerns for baseball is how far do you want to take instant replay? Close plays at the bag. Did you miss a tag? Strike zone, certainly some people would say, well, let's go to that. You can't do that.
No.
But, the one thing I think it would be good for is plays like last night. Why not use it? If you have the technology, why not use it?
And as you said, it happened over the weekend in Cincinnati,
right,
where a similar type play was ruled against the Rockies, so they feel a little snake bit. But yeah, where do you go? Part of the beauty is the human element of an arbiter trying to get a play right, and for the most part they do.
1 ball and 2 strikes. A liner into left field. Hop is going to be waved in. Throw into left is in time. Goodbye. He got him. Held on to by Molina. Chris Duncan gets Hop trying to score after the single.
Chris Duncan doesn't have the strongest arm, but what he has really worked hard on is getting the ball back in, have it some form of accuracy, where it's a cutoff man, or in this case throwing it all the way to the plate, and just try to have as strong as you can and as accurate as you can. And I think he now leads the team in assists.
Gives you an idea that teams are going to run on Duncan after that hard hit ball to left, and I was a little surprised they waved him in, but they're going to test Mr. Duncan in left.
I was a little surprised that it took that long for him to get to the plate, because I thought he had no chance at retiring Hop, but Duncan gets his 3rd assist.
So runners now at first and third with 2 outs here in the second inning, no score. Taylor Buckles is hitting .250 on the year. No home runs, no RBIs.
Pretty good trade. Tonight's starting pitcher, tomorrow's starting pitcher, and their everyday center fielder in the Jason Jennings deal, who's a potential free agent. And I would have to think if he's smart, he wasn't going to re-sign with Colorado Rockies.
And he is hurt right now for Houston.
Yeah, some pitchers will go there for the big money to Colorado, but you don't see too many pitchers, if they have a chance to escape, stick around.
Denny Nagel, Mike Hampton, those two big contracts come to mind for the Colorado Rockies. It backfired.
Darryl Kyle even went there, remember?
Sure, Kyle was another one. And at that point, they weren't using their humidor, and his ball, that curveball, that great 12-6, was flat when he was in Colorado, and Dave Duncan got a hold of him, and they turned it around, and Darryl Kyle just had a spectacular breaking ball and regained that form, and was a 20-game winner here in St. Louis.
And you know, he's a tough competitor, and he answered every question as he was struggling. Brad Thompson, his sinker is the type of pitcher now that Colorado tries to acquire.
The Rockies had their best ever team ERA a year ago. It was only 4.66. The best in their history. The outside corner and a strike.
And they have a chance to better that mark. One, with the use of the humidor, and you can explain that later, but also the fact they got the best defense right now in the National League. There's 12 clubs, including the Cardinals, that have twice as many errors as the Rockies have committed this year.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on here in the second. No score. The outside corner, he got him. Punched him out on strikes. First strikeout for Brad Thompson. The Rockies have stranded 3. 2 up for the Cardinals. The big bat of Duncan, Scott Rowland, and Jim Edmonds. 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup coming up. Panasonic Plasma, speed of sports replay. No score as we move to the bottom of the second. Brad Thompson gives up the single to Quintanilla, and all of a sudden here comes the runner, Brad Hoppen, thrown out by Chris Duncan from left. 0-0, and just like that you make a good play defensively, and then you lead off the bottom half of your inning.
And then you hope the worms turn. You hope a good defensive play leads to, as you said, an offensive onslaught. Cardinals could really use that. Couldn't jump out to a lead because they have been far. There's been a big distance between times when the Cardinals had a lead, and of course the magic numbers, 4 runs. They score 4 runs, so you have a good chance they're going to win.
No score here in the second inning, and the first pitch to Duncan is a breaking ball. In this spot, would you anticipate Chris Duncan seeing more off-speed pitches or curveballs, changeups, because he's not hitting in front of Albert Pujols?
You know, at first we used to think that Chris Duncan was going to see a lot of fastballs for that reason, and that was part of the thinking. You know, he's a better fastball hitter. But I think now that he's shown that he's an outstanding young hitter, I think pitchers have to worry about getting him out with their best stuff.
1-1 pitch, fastball, popped up left side, foul territory. Atkins there, and he makes the catch. Well, come on down to Busch Stadium this week. Of course, we have tickets remaining for the game tomorrow, and some box seats are still available at STLCardinals.com. And then we head out of town for a long road trip. San Diego, Los Angeles, and Detroit. The good seats still available for the day game tomorrow. If you can't make it down, we'll have it right here on FSN Midwest. Here's Scott Rowland hitting just .208, 2 home runs, and 13 RBIs. I am serious about this question. What is Hal McRae to do? And I mean, you could go into the video room with Chad Blair and break down tapes. You can formulate game plans, but bottom line, it's got to be executed by the players.
Well, first of all, C.J. Cherry, the Cardinals traveling secretary, will not put him on any high floors. They have already taken the razor away from him.
So everything's going to be safe.
Yeah, but no, on a serious note, you know, he can't swing the bat for these guys. You know, he can try and break down what to look for. You know, how to, you know, give them confidence and sit there and say, look at your proven track record. Momo Zali was a Cardinal hitting instructor back in the 70s. A great guy, real, you know, funny guy, and was an older gentleman at the time. Bake McBride was in his first prolonged slump. And Bake came to him one day and was all serious and said, you know, Mo, what's wrong with me? And Mo just kind of started laughing and said, Bake, you're a born 300 hitter. Just relax, and one of these days you're going to start hitting 300. Sometimes you can put too much effort. You worry about too many things. Just let your good natural ability take over.
Hit up the middle, shortstop to Tulowitzki to his left and makes the play. A good example of that now is David Eckstein. He said he hears it from everybody, friends, family, teammates, coaches, on what he is doing wrong. And he said at some point you get into the box and you're trying to think of all the different things you're supposed to do instead of just the easiest thing to do, which is relax.
Well, you know, I've always used Willie McGee, because you know how could you tell Willie McGee to break down his swing? I mean, Willie would swing at pitches over his head, pitches in the dirt. He'd do all kinds of things, and then the pitchers were dumb enough to throw him a strike, and he'd hit, you know, get a rope. But it's muscle memory. You know, it's like clear your head and just try and go back to the simplest, the basics. Well, Rod Carew is a great example. You know, Rod Carew was a 7-time American League batting champion, Hall of Famer. But he felt he would never go into a prolonged slump because he was an excellent bunter. Now, what do you do when you bunt? You go down to the simplest form of hitting, see the ball, see the contact being made, and you know, the bigger your swing, the more margin for error. So just try and simplify things as much as possible.
Edmonds, of course, has been struggling, hitting just .184 with 1 home run and 6 driven in. Rips it into right field. That's a base hit. Good to see him pull the ball too. A lot of his outs, Al, have been those long, lazy fly balls to left.
But you know what we're talking about too, though. You know, a lot of people say, Jimmy, you know, boy, we like when you hit the ball the opposite field. Now that's a pitch there that was supposed to be away. They defend him that way, but the ball, he missed location and came in. So that's a pitch he has to turn on. But you know, sometimes, you know, driving a ball the opposite field or dragging your bat through the batting zone and just having a weak little fly ball is two different things.
Molina has been okay this year, hitting .263. A year ago, he was under 200. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Popped up right side, and that will find the seats. If he hits .260 and plays the kind of defense he does, as many games and many innings he piles up, he'll take .263.
So he had more RBIs a year ago, but obviously he had more chances. And kind of astounding, he owns a lifetime batting average of .293 with runners in scoring position. So he's always gotten key base hits with runners in scoring position. But as you said, if he hits .263, he's a star because of his defense.
Here comes an 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled back, and a good rip by Molina.
Russa just trying to do everything he can, and Tony is the leader of this club, and don't kid yourself there.
No balls and 2 strikes on Yadier Molina. Molina hits it out to left. Matt Holliday is there. The Cardinals strand a runner. And we have played 2. Top of the order coming up for Colorado, and there's no score. This state baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. The last game is played at Sportsman's Park with the Giants beating the Cardinals 10-5 May 8th, 1966. And that's a shot of Rick Matthews, who is the bullpen coach for the Colorado Rockies. He grew up in Centerville, Iowa, and he was saying before the game, he along with his family would drive down from Iowa, make the trek to St. Louis, go to Sportsman's Park, and he would watch his favorite player, Stan the Man. Now, you grew up in California.
Yeah,
Dodger games, right?
But it was, as soon as I signed with the Cardinals, I was smart enough to leave and never been back.
And you're now living, of course, full time here in the Midwest, but you would go to Dodger games. You grew up listening to the great Vin Scully, who is still doing Dodger games. You know, who's your favorite player to go watch? Do you have one?
Yeah, I did. You know, maybe surprised, but his name was Junior Gilliam.
And why did you like him so much?
Because he was a complete team player. He hit behind Maury Wills. He gave himself up for the sake of the team. He was a little second baseman that you know, never got credit with all the stars on those teams. The Dodgers, you know, this guy was the consummate professional and team player, and for some reason I always identified or liked him.
There's Steve Fenley, the center fielder for Colorado, well traveled now, many years in the major leagues. I used to love to come down to Busch Stadium and just watch Ozzie Smith take ground ball after ground ball. There's nothing like watching the Wizard, because those teams were so much fun to watch. 82, 85, 87. Willie McGee, having a chance to watch him and then cover him was a pleasure, and still it's great to see him when he comes back to St. Louis, and you'll see him occasionally. And for me, I didn't have a chance obviously to watch him play, but number 2, Red Shandies, to have a chance to sit down and visit with him. And it's amazing when you come to Busch Stadium, the Hall of Famers will pop in. Bob Gibson, Ozzie Smith.
Red's Hall of Fame career, and actually had an eye injury, you know, before it ever got started. And then all the years that Red had tuberculosis, he had TB, and you know, be leading the league in hitting the first half, and then that would wear him down, and you know, he'd tail off at the end. And you ask him, one of his biggest regrets is, what would have happened if I could have played a full season without that bug in him?
To Lewitsky, grounds it to Adam Kennedy. Wide throw to Pujols, and there's 2 away. I'll tell you another guy I used to love watching, as you see Dave Duncan. And this may surprise you, but watching Mark Whiten during BP and just throwing from right field, Al. I mean, you talk about an arm. That guy had a cannon.
First of all, I forget how young you are. But you know what, Dan, he did for the time, and it brings up 2 things. He was nowhere near the best thrower I saw. And when's the last time you saw a major league team take infield?
I will see Dave McKay working with the outfielders, especially when we go to a different ballpark. But you don't see it very often, do you? 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's like the pace of this game, and you know, just get the ball, throw the ball, keep your infielders on their toes, and if he's throwing his sinker, he should. But doesn't it kind of remind, I'm sure we have to ask Dave Duncan, but it kind of reminds me of the way Looper has come out of the bullpen and just really attacked hitters and not waiting around.
Now, I actually felt old tonight. I spoke. I'm
the
serious.
Scholar athletes.
The Scholar athletes.
Yeah, congratulations to 160 of them locally.
Al, they didn't know what 1985 was.
Well, they weren't born at that time.
Now that was the year we needed instant replay. 1985, Game 6. I know you're with me.
Yes.
Of course, Mike Helling, who grew up in the Kansas City area, working for the Cardinals television remote truck, is reminding us that,
well, he's defending Don Denkinger.
Jack Clark should have maybe caught the pop-up. Of course, there was a cross-up behind. I don't want to go through it, Al. Well, it's painful still.
You know what? Sounds like Bartman.
Oh, man, that sounds like a home run. Out to deep left field and out of here. Matt Holliday with his 6th home run, and he is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run.
A rare 0 for last night for Holliday, a guy that owns this ballpark. And that's his 5th home run. I think that's the most by any visiting player in this new facility. And he had a .500 average coming into yesterday's 0 for 3, but he's right back on target, isn't he? Mislocation. Breaking ball, supposed to be down and away, backs up, stays in the middle of the plate and up and belted.
And here is Todd Helton.
And these Cardinal pitchers, and it's a You know, you win as a team, you lose as a team. You don't want to point any fingers, but there's kind of these young pitchers kind of feel like they get behind and they all of a sudden slump their shoulders and figure if they give up another run or two, there's no way the offense can come back. It's a helpless feeling, and it's something you got to guard against to minimize. That home run's already gone. Just don't complicate it by throwing up a crooked number.
The 1-1 pitch is grounded up the middle, backhanded by Kennedy. Nope, off his glove and into center. A base hit for Todd Helton. He's 1 for 2.
Once again, that shift we put on almost with every left-hander beats the defense. Kennedy's at his straightaway second base. You don't even see him in this shot. If he's playing where he normally plays, you see how deep he is and pulled into the hole. He makes that play standing on the dirt and throws Helton out by 4 steps.
Atkins is grounded out to third. Pitch misses in. Pitch count for Brad Thompson at 55 here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Sometimes you will see Brad Thompson kind of lose his emotions a little bit on the mound, especially when he comes off the mound. You'll see it. That's a rocket up the middle. Kennedy. Oh, what a play. Kennedy with the stop before it made it to center field, and a forced play at second. But the home run by Matt Holliday, his 6th, and it's 1-0. 1-0 Colorado as we move to the bottom of the 3rd. You get a chance to check out a Cardinals party room. Party rooms are ideal for entertaining clients, employees, or friends. One great price includes beer, soda, snacks, and a great view of the game. Party rooms are on sale now, and premium dates are still available. Find out more at stlcardinals.com. Matt Holliday with his 6th home run. He's 2 for 2 on the night. 1-0 Colorado. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for St. Louis as David Eckstein leads it off.
And David Eckstein is the Cardinals' leadoff hitter. Just a matter of time before he is reinserted in that spot. Tony's seen some improvement.
Two balls and no strikes.
And one of the things I've noticed is take a little responsibility off him, put him down the 8th spot, kind of get him configured as the leadoff man, but he's showing more patience, working the count better. We always marveled how he was not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, but he was slumping and going after pitches early in the count, getting himself out.
2-1 pitch to David Eckstein. Hits it out to left. Holliday there for the first out. Outside the ballpark, Highway 40, adjacent to Busch Stadium. There's a place that Al knows pretty well. Let's go back to the left. Just a little bit more to the left. Left, 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 left. Al, help me out here.
It got me lost. It's back, not back to the right.
I'm trying to help you out. Off the end of the bat and caught. So the ballpark saloon.
It's over there someplace.
And it brings in Adam Kennedy with 2 outs. There you go.
Yeah.
So
now,
for folks that are out of town and they've heard
part
about
here,
Al
you got to go
Hrabosky,
that
there you
way.
go.
Go that way. See the tents. The other way.
And if he goes to the right,
it's right. There's left and there's right. Well, you go on the other side of the wall. It's part of the warehouse. This is where we're going to figure out what we're going to do with that.
2 outs, and here is Kennedy. Kennedy grounded out back in the first. The first pitch that he saw. So you are located right across the ballpark from the ballpark, and you've been a saloon keeper for how long now? 3 years?
04 we opened up during postseason.
Good. A swing and a miss by Adam Kennedy. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, nobody on, and a 1-0 Rockies lead. The Cardinals with 2 hits, Colorado with 5.
And of course, you were doing the scholar athletes, and I was out with the dare officers and a whole big group of kids.
Broken bat. And the Cardinals go 1-2-3. Hop, Torrealba, Quintanilla is coming up for Colorado. Brad Hop, Torrealba, Quintanilla for Colorado. They lead it by the score of 1-0. That tails in for a strike here to start the 4th. Your buddy Jamie Quirk is on the bench for Clint Hurdle.
Yeah, Jamie been around a long time. Former number draft pick of Kansas City.
18th overall back in 1972.
Great high school quarterback. Looked like he was about on his way to Notre Dame, but had over 100, I think over 100 major college offers.
You would think as many years he's had in the game, at some point he's going to get a shot at managing.
He's a bench coach, and of course the smartest thing he ever did was become a backup catcher.
Brad Hop is 2 for 2. Saw action with the Brewers, the Cardinals, White Sox, Cleveland, Yankees, Baltimore, Oakland. Played on 6 league championship series teams and 3 World Series clubs. Quite a career for Jamie Quirk. Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure returns on Saturday, June 16th, and we are forming a team and want you to join in. For the first time, FSM Midwest partners with the St. Louis Blues as we race for the cure. And joining the FSM Midwest St. Louis Blues team will even get you a special t-shirt. You'll have access to a special pre-race festivities, and the entry fee is only $20. Tough to turn 2, we shall see. They did it. With the catcher running, Kennedy is able to turn the double play.
Well, the ball was hit so sharply, but watch Scott Rowland. It came up on him a little bit, had a little trouble with exchange, and Kennedy with that step on the bag, back pedal, push off, and get something on the throw gets him right there. But part of the essence of a double play is the ball has to be hit fairly hard to get to that fielder quick enough so he can turn 2. And then a good turn at by the pivot man.
By the way, Bernie Federico and Bernadette, Bernie's wife, will represent FSN Midwest as captains for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. And that again is on June 16th, and you can sign up at stlblues.com. Duncan going back, and he makes the catch. John Davidson, the president of the St. Louis Blues, in attendance tonight on our pregame show this evening earlier. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on FSM Midwest is brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. By Rico, move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. And by Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. With my partner Al Verboski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Nice crowd on hand here at Busch Stadium.
Saw that gentleman outside the Cardinals club. Saw the river up. They've got flood warnings on the Missouri. Not supposed to be as bad as '93. Remember how devastating that was?
Terrible.
Really, between the Mississippi and Missouri, you know, there was areas where they had just transversed the 6 miles that were in between them. It was just floodwaters all the way across.
Here's Ryan Ludwig to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Brother Eric was with the Cardinals for about a month or so.
Yeah, and then he was involved in the Mark McGwire deal.
Out to left center field. It's pretty well hit. Finley is back at the track at the wall. It's going to be caught by Holiday. The left fielder steps in to make the grab. Bank of America, official bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit us at bankofamerica.com.
Ludwig, a little bit intriguing. You know, he had a good spring for the Cardinals, got a couple years of major league experience, and a very aggressive hitter going after the first pitch onto the warning track. But Holiday has made 4 of the last 5 putouts, the left fielder.
Here is Albert Pujols.
Let's see if somebody in the beyond the wall can make this put out.
Talking about a fan.
Yeah, a
souvenir
on the other side of the outfield wall in fair territory.
1-0 pitch to Pujols. How about Jason Simon-Tachi making his first start since 2004? And at that point, he was with the Cardinals, and right now they're in the 4th inning. He's pitching for Washington against Milwaukee, and they're tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, Jason had a lot of rehab on his shoulder. Keith Sanders, Cardinals rehab personnel guy, but worked with Simon Tachi quite a bit, so couldn't be happier for him. Big battle back.
He's given up just 2 hits. Pujols was swinging away on 3-0 his first time up and grounded into a double play.
And Dimitri Young on that team.
Belliard. And that is ball 4. The Cardinals have just 2 hits.
3 base runners, including Pujols now.
So 6 hits, 12 innings so far against Colorado in this series.
Tony La Russa talking about one of the bugaboos, you know, the last, gosh, I don't know how long it is. It's over 50 innings. They've only scored in 3 of those 50 innings. And Tony said, at a minimum, you want to score 3 times a game in 3 different innings.
Buchholz is only at 34 pitches so far. And that's one of the problems right now for the Cardinals, is just trying to grind out at bats. We haven't seen a lot of that.
He's making his 3rd start, so he's conditioning his arm for the rotation.
A 1-0 pitch in there for strike to Duncan, who popped out 3rd his first time up. This will be his first full season in the major leagues. We all were wondering what he might do if he had a chance to play every day, and thus far it's been a positive for the Cardinals in this lineup with 5 home runs and 11 driven in. Outfield is very deep. You look at Duncan, Al, and you see a guy that is 6'5" and a body that is skinny.
Skinny.
I mean, there's still a lot of potential to put on some weight, some muscle.
26 years of age now, 6'5", 230, and he actually, you can see that body filling out another 20-30 pounds
easily. The 2-1 pitch. The problem that you have, though, with baseball players is flexibility, and when guys get too bulky, in most cases, their flexibility is lost.
Now, there was a time when I got into baseball that there was no such things as weights. You know, around the clubhouse now, baseball clubhouses have weight rooms and training rooms that will rival any NFL team. The only thing we had was a weighted baseball that we'd use to kind of stretch our arm out a little bit. But there is
2-2 pitch, and a grounder slowly hit to second. They get the lead man, and that's it. That's Pujols. And there's 2 outs. 4-6 on the putout. And it brings in Scott Rowland.
First guy that I could really see that really bulked up, and there was a guy named Brian Downing. And Brian Downing was from Anaheim, California. Went to the rival high school that I attended. He didn't make his high school baseball team. Skinny little runt. Played against him in American Legion, and all of a sudden he bulked up and looked like the Hulk. You know, there was a time when Larry Parrish kind of started to use a lot of weights, and you know, there were free weights, and a lot of it was for the bicep and stuff. And actually, guys got too strong and muscle bound that way. But a guy like Pete Prensley, the Cardinals strength and conditioning coach, you know, they work on both sides of muscles.
Ball gets away, and Duncan advances to second base. The problem that you see now, Al, with the game of baseball is that if somebody has a breakout season in the power numbers, many people will say, well, how did he get there? And that's the unfortunate cloud that hangs over baseball right now.
Well, that's why at some point you hope that the majority of the guys that are clean, you know, sit there and say, hey, I want my name cleared, so let's get into more testing. You know.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to Scott Rolen.
I don't think that was Maggie Duffy, was it?
No.
Showed there? Because Maggie is celebrating her first birthday. She's already a big, big Cardinal fan.
But that is what hangs over this game right now for anybody that puts up very good numbers offensively in the power department. Certainly hangs over Barry Bonds as he approaches Hank Aaron's mark. Lazy fly ball out to center. Finley there. Cardinals strand their second runner. Fifth inning rolls in when we come back. Friday night, get a look around the major leagues. It's the FSN Baseball Report, covering every team all season long. Highlights, interviews, and analysis. FSN Baseball Report, Friday at 6:30 here on FSN Midwest. And we will be in San Diego this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then Los Angeles for 3, a day off. And then we head to the Motor City in Detroit. Rematch of last year's World Series. You're going to be following, by the way, Bonds going for 755. I mean, do you have much of an interest? I mean, certainly it's.
Yeah, I mean it's
a
historic
great
and it's a baseball milestone,
but
you know, as yes and no. But not to the point where I know exactly where I was when Hank Aaron broke the record. Along with all my teammates, we had just flown into New York, got into the hotel, ran into, it was an off day for us, ran into the lobby bar and saw him hit 7-15.
Buchholz, leadoff man for the Rockies. I just don't think fans really care outside of San Francisco. Hank Aaron has already said he will not be there. Pitch outside by Thompson. And the count runs full on the pitcher. And a strikeout as Molina holds on, and that's the second strikeout for Thompson. World Championship fan jewelry collection is now available at the Cardinals team store at 8th and Clark, or by calling 1-877-CHAMP-06 or STLCardinals.com. And that's what I mean now. I mean, I think most people would look at that situation like you did when you were playing, and you wanted to see that historic mark. And you know, I don't think fans right now really even care, majority of them, because they feel it's tainted. Here is Finley with one out, nobody on.
If I'm not mistaken, you know, Barry said not knowingly he's taken steroids, but almost somewhat of an admission that not knowingly he had taken them, but he's taken them. So it's not tainted, it is tainted, or you know, suspicion of being tainted. He's a terrific player, you know. I mean, he was a great player before steroids, and just a shame if he did take them.
2 balls and 1 strike. A little low. Steve Finley hitting just 169.
Probably going to start throwing in this bullpen, but it'd be amazing if Brad can get through 5 innings.
2 outs. Thompson is due up 4th for the Cardinals in their half of this inning.
Nice, 1 out away. First time he's been out there. Remember, like I said, he's had 2 appearances out of the bullpen this year where he's thrown 2 innings and no more. And 1 out away of getting through 5 and being very competitive and giving his team a chance. There you see Tyler Johnson.
Strike on the outside corner. Tulowitzki grounded to short, grounded out to second. I'm sure the best thing for Tyler Johnson is to get right back out there, Al, after what took place last night.
He's fine. It's just one of those things. Nobody likes to walk in a winning run, but Tony, in his post-game interview, it was interesting that he chose to intentionally pass Atkins on a 2-1 pitch to set up the bases loaded for Tyler, who at times it's much improved, but at times his control can be fleeting. But Tony's decision was, are you going to let the right-handed Garrett Atkins beat you, or are you going to let Brad Hopp? He chose to have Brad Hopp be the one, and with the bases loaded walk, making it 3-2 Rockies.
Popped up. Who wants it? It's going to be Pujols. He takes it in foul territory. 1-2-3 inning. Edmonds, Molina, Eckstein due up for the Cards. Well, Sunday, get in the ring as 8 Cowboys go head-to-head for the first time ever in 3 events to determine which one will be named the toughest Cowboy. The toughest Cowboy Sunday at 9 here on FSM Midwest. Young lady on the right, Valerie Coitus, was with the St. Louis Cardinals for a number of years and now has accepted a position at Anheuser-Busch. We wish her the best.
Yeah, 2 more days, I think, with the Cardinals. And should be in sports marketing, I believe, with Anheuser-Busch.
Here is Edmonds to lead it off here in the 5th. Single to right his first time up. Looks at a breaking ball and a strike.
Of course, Theron is saying, why didn't you show me before I left to go to AB?
During the offseason, though, Al? I mean,
Theron Morgan was with us.
Was he?
Earlier this season, yeah, beginning of the season. Good luck to Theron.
Could have brought a camera into his office and broke into regularly scheduled programming of the toughest Cowboy and broke in and shown Theron on his way to Anheuser-Busch. Many of the team employees received their rings today.
Oh, I saw a few of them running around. I saw one of the young girls, and I said, wait a minute, you're flashing that ring, it's blinding my eyes, and she had the biggest smile on her face.
What a thrill. The 2-1 pitch. Pitch speeds, this at bat brought to you by Panasonic. 79, 91, 83, and 89.
Fastballs and sliders. Cardinals felt he'd make some mistakes out over the plate.
Edmonds pulls it for a base hit.
Hey, Jimmy's 2 for 2.
Now, we have talked about it time and again, but this team goes as Edmonds, Rolen, and Pujols go. I mean, those 3 have to hit.
Well, and people might think about it, but they have to have the most responsibility. They're getting the most money, and along with the higher salary comes more responsibility. It also is nice, though, if they can have people hitting in front of them, so when they come in, they can drive in some runs, because that's their job. They're the RBI producers.
Molina fly to left his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Yadier pops it up.
A lot of pop-ups, a lot of balls hit in the air. Cardinals got the fewest home runs at home in the National League.
Eckstein is fly to left.
Just wonder if that's the fewest home runs in the league now. period. Now Washington's hit 13 total. Los Angeles is equal to 17 along with Colorado. Well, they got Colorado has hit 18 home runs now with the home run tonight.
How about this? Out to left field. That's going to drop in for a hit. Edmonds on his way to third. Good piece of hitting by David Eckstein on the hit and run.
And you do that because you know you're going to bring up a pinch hitter for Thompson, who gave you 5 great innings under the circumstance. His first time out there, so you got to generate some offense. That's what Tony can do to help out. So he starts Edmonds, and they look at Eckstein, gets up on his tippy toes, gets a base hit, and with Edmonds running, the Cardinals have a first and third and 1 out. We started our program talking about timely hitting, and we'll see if the Cardinals can break that slump of getting that runner in from third with less than 2 outs.
David Eckstein was talking before the game about the fact that he has not been in this position with the Cardinals in his 2 years. He said, I'm not sure how Tony is going to handle losing and what's going on right now, because ever since I've arrived, we've had a team that's been very good. A team that went to the National League Championship Series with David as an all-star, and he was an all-star a year ago, and they went to the World Series and won it. He has got to get going, though.
Well, and you know, he's the table setter, and he knows his responsibility. He's working at it.
Look from the Coke Pavilion here at the ballpark. Runners at first and third with 1 out.
Said we talked about this in the open about how the Cardinals have had struggled trying to get that runner in from third. Let's hope those struggles are over.
Skip Schumacher looks at a ball, a breaking ball to start his at bat. Hitting .238, no home runs, 3 RBIs. He had his average up to .280 when he made a start and picked up 3 hits in 1 game, and then 2 days later picked up 3 hits in another. Broken bat, little liner. This is what we talked about. It's dropped. They're going to say no.
No.
He was trying to get the double play.
Yeah.
Would have been a heads-up play by the shortstop.
If you allow them to do that, it's an impossible running situation for the guy at first base. So David Eckstein did a good job not to get doubled off, or after the appeared drop, but the umpires immediately ruled it a catch. Going along with situational hitting is pick me up at bats when you get the 2 out base hits. This is kind of a microcosm of how this Cardinals season has gone, how they just struggled. But even though Adam Kennedy is starting to swing the bat, he's got a little bit better. He has been very good with runners in scoring position at .316 average.
First and third, 2 outs for Kennedy. Adam is 0 for 2. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. 175 for the Cardinals, and they are 0 for 1 tonight.
I'll guarantee you that stat will improve over the course of the year. Will it improve enough?
Can't get much worse. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Kennedy. Instead, a check on the runners.
Two outs. He's 1 for 6 overall. Kennedy is 6 for 19 with runners in scoring position. 2 out base hits. Boy, they'll get your team pumped up.
Here's a 1-1. Kennedy rips it down the right field line and pulls it foul.
Alba out to talk to Buchholz. Cardinals need to win this one. It's all about winning series and trying to take the rubber game tomorrow if they can get this one.
Kennedy in the hole, 1-2. Taps it out in front of the plate. Cardinals done. They strand 2. 1-0 Colorado. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, always worth it. Jason Hirsch will get the start for Colorado, and for the Cardinals it will be Adam Wainwright making his 7th start tomorrow. Earned a win in his last start on Friday against Houston with 6 innings. Adam is a 2-game winner this season.
Both of his wins have been against the Houston Astros. So Tyler Johnson will take over this game. He's amongst the league leaders in appearances, be the 18th time he's been in a ball game. Hopefully he'll do as well as Flores did last night.
Thompson, 5 innings. This start this evening. Be interesting to see
very good innings.
What Tony wants to do then if Thompson has earned himself another start. Do they want to go to the minor leagues but stretch him out next start, see what they can get out of Brad Thompson?
No, I'd leave him right where he is.
Yep.
Just put him in that rotation.
This is Matt Holliday. Has doubled and homered. Holliday now since 2004 is hitting .426 against the Cardinals. Down the right field line, it is slicing. This could be trouble. And it's a double. He is 3 for 3 tonight.
He was 0 for 3 last night, now 3 for 3, so he's a 500 hitter once again in this ballpark. Big, strong guy, set up away. Has a breaking ball, sweeping across, kind of comes in here and a lazy fly ball, and just good luck right into the right field corner. Jimenez is starting to throw right there, but got Todd Helton now, and then 2 of the next 3 guys are left-handed. But I'm talking about Thompson, whether he should be in there. I'm not concerned that much about the pitching. I'm concerned about the hitting, and the pitching will get that much better once you get hitting.
Cardinals have not picked up 4 runs or more since April 26th. And now they've scored just 4 more runs in 7 games this season. That's it, 7. Fewest in the major leagues.
No margin for error when you do that for your pitching staff.
Todd Helton has got the David Wells look going, minus about 100 pounds.
Of course, Rockies last night was the first victory they've had where they've scored less than 4 runs. A 3-2 victory.
2-0 is lifted down the left field line. Duncan coming on. Yes, sir. What a catch.
How about that? Gets a jump, and he's not afraid to sacrifice that big body at all. He's trying to do everything he can offensively, defensively, and another very, very nice play where the big guy lays out and makes a play. Tony has told me, he's like, he wants to get everyone, all these veteran players playing like the rookie, playing like Chris Duncan. A sense of urgency, going out there trying to do everything you can to help this team win. And that's what Chris is doing. You don't always do it, but you sure see the effort from him.
They're going to intentionally pass now Atkins after the terrific play by Duncan. And that is like a gravel out there that he was diving on. It's not like the soft grass or the dirt. It's a track to warn the players that they are near the wall. And the guy that really helped him out during this offseason and in spring training is Dave McKay. I know Larry Walker gets a lot of credit for helping out Duncan, and he deserves some of it, but Dave McKay is here day in and day out working with Chris Duncan. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals. Another look at that Duncan catch, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Coming in on balls, Al, he has made the plays. I mean, he has done a terrific job coming in on those fly balls. The balls hit Adam he has struggled with, and some of the deeper ones he doesn't look real comfortable, but he's made the plays. Johnson goes to second. That's all they're going to get. Runners at first and third now with 2 outs. Another close play at second base, and we've seen a bunch of those here in this series.
Same scenario as last night. He intentionally passed Atkins, who was erased there at second base on the force out, and he just as easy could have gotten Brad Hopp to do that last night. He might be still playing.
So Johnson will exit. Runners at first and third. Jimenez coming in, the right-hander from the bullpen for St. Louis. Cardinal Baseball on FSM Midwest is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come in and try Jack's new sirloin steak and mushroom ciabatta. That's right, sirloin. By your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers. And by U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. With my partner Al Hrabosky, I'm Dan McLaughlin. We are in downtown St. Louis and Busch Stadium. Jimenez getting his feet wet at the big league level and trying to get through spots like this. First and third. Our call to the bullpen brought to you by Chevrolet. 2 outs, and Yorbit Torrealba is the hitter.
It's one of those scenarios where the most important thing for a reliever is what do you do with the first man you face? You're coming in with men on base.
Showing bunt. Torrealba has grounded into a double play, and he walked his first time up.
Go ahead and bunt.
Doing the Cardinals a favor with his speed. Cardinals will have Ludwig, Pujols, and Duncan coming up. 2 balls and no strikes.
Got to throw strikes. Ball behind the count. You make a 221 hitter. 2-0. It's probably about 50-60 points higher.
Hit out to center field, backing up Edmonds. Makes the catch. Jimenez gets his man Torrealba midway through 6, and it's 1-0 Colorado.
Let's go see the play at the plate. Duncan made a great play as a base hit here. Got the runner trying to score from second base. Look at how you see David Eckstein is going towards third base. You got your Sutton, you got Rowan being the cutoff man. So Eckstein's there in case they get a rundown, but they'll let the play come to the plate. Yachty has plenty of time to use both hands, set that left leg to seal off the plate, where the runner coming in has nothing, no lane to get to that plate in a quicker fashion. He definitely had plenty of time by the great throw by Duncan to set himself and prepare for any type of collision. So Duncan made a nice throw, got his 3rd assist, and what a great sliding catch he made in the left field corner.
Here is Ludwig to lead it off for the Cardinals. 4 hits last night. They've got 4 tonight. They've been out hit 7-4.
4 hits last night were all singles. The 4 hits tonight, all singles.
Ludwig, one of those hits. Base hit up the middle, back in the first.
I like his aggressiveness. You know, he goes up there and swings hard. He had 28 home runs at AAA last year. He was off to a great start, leading the Pacific Coast League in RBIs, runs scored. got in on him last night in the 9th inning with runners at first and third, but looks like you get the ball out over the plate. He likes to give it a whack.
Cardinals with at bats tonight, not going deep into counts. It's 2-2, and Buchholz is still under 60 pitches.
A lot of early counts, and a lot of times the Cardinals would just put weak fly balls in the air. One of the better shots was off the bat of Ludwig out in left center on the warning track last time up.
The 2-2 pitch. Slowly hit to the shortstop. One away. Check out the Cardinals Alumni Kids Clinic, sponsored by Bank of America. Boys and girls ages 7 to 13 can learn baseball fundamentals from former Cardinal greats Danny Cox, Ken Reitz, Rick Horton, John Costello, Scott Cooper, Stan Royer, just to name a few. One-day baseball clinics this summer at St. Louis area ball fields. Number to call to find out more. It's a great way to teach your son or daughter the game of baseball or softball. 345-9891 or stocardinals.com.
Milwaukee has jumped out to a 4-1 lead and batting in the 6th.
Are they that good?
Probably the Cordero was put on bereavement leave today for 3 to 7 days, so but they got Turnbull now take over the closing duties.
And Turnbow, Al, has rediscovered his slider, and he is nasty.
He's also rediscovered the strikeout. He leads all relievers in strikeouts.
1-0 pitch to Albert Pujols. Milwaukee is now 22-10 to start this season, and that is the best record in baseball. Boston is 20-10. 2 balls and a strike on Albert Pujols. Pujols tonight has grounded into a double play and walked back in the 4th.
Everything's a little amiss. You know, pitches like the last one where Albert used to just crush that ball, and now a little tardier, a little out in front. Had the 12-game hitting streak, but he is 0 for 11 since that one was ended.
2-2. Going back to the previous pitch, Al, you were right on. I mean, that thing was right down the middle, and that's a pitch that Pujols normally deposits in the seats.
Look at the difference in the home runs and RBIs.
The 2-2
from a year ago.
Reaching for it, grounds to third. Chris Duncan received a standing ovation from these home fans after his diving catch near the wall and left and the left field line. Great play, one of the best we've seen this year.
And remember too, that's come off the bat of Todd Helton, a left-handed batter, so it's going to be continue to slice away from him into that corner.
He's probably playing pretty far off the line too.
Sure. Well, they play him a little straight up because he sprays the ball and hits so many balls to left field, but you know, nobody really can't take a power hitter, yeah, in the outfield, but you can't really anticipate somebody hitting down the left field corner.
Infield, like you mentioned before, we'll see the shift on for those left-handed batters.
And you see Todd Helton, who's just a terrific all-around player, 3-time Gold Glove winner, and always around the batting championship.
Well, Boston had a chance to pick up Helton during this offseason, and Anaheim was rumored to have interest in Todd Helton, but he winds up back in Colorado, and they are thankful that he is back. He's back to being Todd Helton. Two balls and a strike on Duncan. Duncan with 5 home runs on the year.
Activity in the Colorado bullpen, a guy that's going to be interesting to see, Denny Batista. He's 2-0, the 1.93, the former Kansas City Royal, who throws about 98, 99 miles an hour, but They're really not sure at times where it's going.
Three and two on Duncan. Prince Fielder with a home run off of Jason Simon-Tachi to make it 4-1 Milwaukee. Buchholz is due up second next inning in the 3-2 pitch, and he got him. A 76-mile-an-hour curveball, and Duncan was out in front and missed it. Rockies up by a run. It is 1-0 Colorado in the top of the seventh. Let's take a look at our hot pitch of the game. Brought to you by Hardee's. Taylor Buchholz with a strikeout of Duncan. He really took something off that pitch.
Good breaking ball right there. Just done a good job. Only 70 pitches, but you know, his third start, so he really hasn't got his pitch count up, but he's got a helmet on, so you think he's going to go back out there.
Why not? Quintanilla will lead it off for the Rockies. Jimenez still in there after getting the final out in the sixth inning.
Quintanilla was recalled recently after Matsui got injured.
Rockies were expecting big things from Kaz Matsui. Finished up last year on a high note.
And I think he was off to a very good start for the Rockies.
Matsui signed that $21 million deal with the Mets. Didn't work out. Reyes took over at short. Matsui didn't last very long at second base. And Golan has the first out. Only 4 hits tonight again for the Cardinals.
Matsui is batting .361.
That's going to be it for Buchholz. Jeff Baker will be the pinch hitter. 1 home run, 3 RBIs on the season.
Pinch hitting in last night's ball game.
Buchholz is very good tonight. Just 4 hits allowed.
6 shutout innings for Buchholz. Baker 1 for his last 30. So the last 18 games, he's seen his batting average drop from a high of 700 to a season low 200.
John Mabry is on that bench for Colorado. Part of our pregame show.
I saw John. There's big guy. He had 3 different stints with the Cardinals. Racking up the years right now.
Fouled back, and John Mabry, very easily could have retired at the beginning of the 2004 season. Cardinals had him.
No, not easily. You don't want to retire.
Well, he wanted to get his 10 years in and accepted the chance to play every day at Memphis. By the way, for some guys, it is easy to retire. So he goes to Memphis, puts up big numbers, and he was a big contributor off the bench for Tony La Russa in 2004.
And what about in the clubhouse? So well respected and liked by his teammates.
One out walk to Baker. Back to the top of the order, and Steve Finley, our Aflac trivia question. Who was the last Cardinal pitcher to start 38 games in a single season?
Wasn't a 5-man rotation. Had to be a while when you're back in the 4-man rotation.
Andujar, 1985.
Well,
yeah,
it was 38
21 and
games.
12.
Usually you get about 34. surprised me. Finley, a 5-time Gold Glove winner.
Another one of those guys that is playing in the major leagues. A tough position, center field, into his late 30s, early 40s. Just like Jimmy Edmonds. Runner from first was off with the pitch, and Finley is out number 2. Tulowitzki will be the hitter. He is 0 for 3 tonight. It's a tight ball game here in the top of the 7th. 1-0 Rockies. And that one run, a home run back in the 3rd by Matt Holliday, who was 3 for 3 tonight.
Well, I like this young shortstop. You know, he made a little history, turning the 13th unassisted triple play. Had the home run taken away from him last night ball game. Had a couple hits. Made all the plays defensively. Took the job away from Barmes.
And Barmes, a guy that has wound up in the minor leagues. Tulowitzki is grounded out to short, grounded to second, and popped out to first.
Had a great road trip. Came into this game with a .400 average, 12 for 30 during the road trip. Just crushes left-handed pitching and struggling against right-handers that, you know, right now after with his 0 for 3, he's got to be under 200, but batting .458 against left-handed pitchers.
For Buchholz, 6 innings tonight, the most for him since he threw 6 innings in Houston against the Cardinals in 2006. The Astros won that game 4-2, and Buchholz got the win. Director tonight is Tom Mee. Mike Helling, our producer, Doug Stanton, Brian McCann, our Bud Productions crew. Tim Garcia helping us out along with Chris Muskoff. Grounder handled by Albert Pujols. 1-0 Rockies. Time to stretch here at Busch Stadium. Duncan will lead it out for the Cardinals, rather rolling will for the Cardinals. And this week, America's grand game returns to Fox when Alfonso Soriano leads the Cubs against Ryan Howard and the Phillies. That's in high definition. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week. Take a look at our Hyundai long drive inning sweepstakes. Mike Murphy is tonight's merchandise winner. Cardinals hit a home run. Mike will qualify for the Sonata drawing in September.
Danny Batista would take over here, his 8th professional season. He's a guy that one registered 92, but they say he can get it up to about 98, 99 miles an hour. Never really hasn't figured it out yet. Just was recalled from AAA on April 29th. There's 99 miles an hour, in case you doubted me.
Hasn't figured it out yet.
No, I mean, he started with Baltimore. He came over to Colorado in a trade in the deadline, July 31st of last season. And just, you know, a terrific arm, but just trying to still put the things together. He'll turn 27 on August 23rd.
1-1 pitch. Fouled back by Rolen.
Major league totals coming in this year at 2-9, ERA at 6.50, 26 games, 20 starts, more hits than innings pitched, almost as many walks as strikeouts for a guy that throws this hard.
Al, do you buy into the theory of the World Series hangover?
No.
Even with all the banquets and the different things that happen in a short off season, it's got to be human nature just to at least struggle a little bit to get focused on playing the game of baseball. I would imagine maybe a little bit.
Why should it be a struggle?
It happens year after year.
Well, it does, and I think you lose a little of your hunger and aggressiveness, but I think it's a self-inflicted disease.
Roman strikes out. Let's go pitch by pitch. Brought to you by Chevrolet.
Comes up here, fastball is 92. Remember that? Then he comes up with 99 up around his face. And another fastball up and in. Then he starts trying fastball down in the zone, but there he tries to throw his breaking ball. You see that? But then he throws a nasty one to strike him out. Got to assume you're going to be looking fastball.
Here's Edmonds. Another base hit for Jimmy. That's good to see. He pulled 2 to right for base hits, and this one to the opposite field. He's 3 for 3.
That's a start.
Chevy's Cardinals Crew Kids Club features Chris Carpenter this season. $20 gets you over $70 worth of great stuff, including tickets, a private party, merchandise as well. Chevy Cardinals Crew Kids Club with Chris Carpenter this season.
Somehow, some way, you got to right the ship, get back in contention, and win some ball games and make those games meaningful when Carpenter comes back. I think if you get lucky and you get Carpenter and Mulder back, that'd be a big league trade for you.
Here's Molina. Figure it's going to take some time for Mulder just to get back into shape, number one, and then just trying to learn how to pitch again in many ways.
That's why you don't put any timetable on him. You know, you just try and make sure his shoulder's a lot different than the elbow in your rehab and come back.
1-0 pitch to Yadier Molina. It's pop fouling out of play.
Let's just face it, you know, there's another pitch at 99 miles an hour. But, you know, if the Cardinals are floundering, you know, you kind of take both those guys. You know they're going to be better next season after a full off season of conditioning and rehab work. But you kind of psychologically just kind of let them determine how much they want to pitch to know that they'll be safe and sound for next year.
We'll go back to something you talked about, and that's, you question the hunger after winning a championship, and that's human nature. I think you don't quite have that edge at times. Liner up the middle. Yadier with his first base hit. He's 1 for 3, and it brings in David Eckstein.
Very unusual how he will let that bat rest on his shoulder, and then part of the trigger mechanism, when the pitcher gets to a certain spot, he takes it up, gets to the trigger spot, and pulls the trigger. Sometimes a guy, if he's holding the bat up there, he tenses up too much. So in his effort to relax his hands and forearms, he lays it on the shoulder until the pitcher is ready.
Last time up, it was a hit and run with Eckstein, and he singled. He is 1 for 2 on the night.
There he is, another right-hander. He is warming up in the bullpen, but that's what we talk about. Batista's got this great arm. He doesn't have much of a breaking ball. Hitters can kind of sit on that fastball, and then it's a question, can you catch up? But, you know, if he can throw 3 great breaking balls over in the strike zone, he's going to get a lot of guys. Until he can prove that, they're going to look fastball. Apagaka, who worked with Clint Hurdle when Clint was a AAA manager in the Mets organization, and they're working well together in Colorado. Not the easiest of job being a pitching coach in Colorado.
Arias is getting loose in the bullpen. A right-hander for the Rockies. First and second, 1 out. Rockies up by a run. Breaking ball and a strike. Back-to-back singles from Edmonds and Molina. 0-1 pitch to David Eckstein. 1-1 the count. Cardinals tonight with 6 hits, just 4 last night. Let's see where the outfield is very shallow, but room in the left center field for Eckstein.
Right. Ryan Franklin warming up for the Cardinals.
Now what was interesting was that Franklin, could have been used in the game last night. My assumption is Tony's trying to save, at least thinking from last night, trying to save his bullpen because of what is presenting itself tonight, which is Brad Thompson.
That was a little contrary than our Geico quote where he said, "Oh, my goal is to win tonight and I'll worry about tomorrow." But I think it was more the fact that brought up Falkenborg, who was the closer at Memphis, and didn't want him waiting around too long, keep him sharp. But would have been a perfect time to bring in Franklin, as you said. But Franklin is a guy that's geared to go more than one inning, but he's been kind of the 8th inning guy. Clint's getting a little nervous. Hopefully rightfully so. The Cardinals' last extra base hit was Sunday versus Houston in the 7th inning. That was by Duncan, a double. The last 8 games, including tonight, 4 extra base hits and 34 singles.
And Eckstein is hit by the pitch.
David's tough as nails, but this is what we said. This guy's got this arm, but just has no clue of where pitches are going. Pitch up and into Rowan. He got away from this one. David could not. David been hit by a lot of pitches. Got hit last night. Cardinals were hit 3 times, but that's got to sting a little bit up in the shoulder area.
And now the bases are loaded after that. And Scott Spiezio looks like he'll be the pinch hitter. Clint Hurdle has seen enough.
The Cardinals have 4 extra base hits in the month of May.
Wow. We'll tell you about the change when we come back. We started our telecast tonight talking about situational hitting. Well, here we are in the 7th. Bases loaded. 1 out. What do the Cardinals do tonight? This year, when you can't be home to watch the Cardinals on FSM Midwest, check out MLB.tv. You can also get the radio broadcast. MLB.tv on STLCardinals.com, where baseball is always on. This may be the best and only chance that the Cardinals have like this tonight. Bases loaded and 1 out. Alberto Arias, young right-hander, is in for the Rockies. This will be his 4th appearance. ERA of 1.80 in his 5 innings of work.
I mentioned that they had some injuries. He and Batista both were recalled on April 29th. This crowd is dying to cheer for something.
Up to Spiezio here. Spiezio rips it fair. He delivers. 1 run in. They're going to wave in another. Eckstein is digging to third. He's going to be held up there, and Spiezio delivers off the bench. Thank you. It's 2-1.
I was very curious, the switch hitter Spiezio, that the Rockies have 3 left-handers in their bullpen, and Scott is a much better hitter from the left side, batting 240, but under 200 from the right side, and he delivers with this ball down the right field line. So Cardinals take their first lead with their first extra base hit since Sunday. Kendo thought he, of course, missed the weekend with the death of his father-in-law.
Think about a squeeze here, maybe, as Kennedy pulls one foul. So Cardinals pick up the 2 RBIs from Spiezio off the bench.
Spiezio now 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position, and big hit. Got the infield drawn in.
Runners at second and third. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of times, you know, you don't want to put that squeeze on with a left-handed batter, because all they have to do is really pinch out. The only thing he can do is throw the bat at it, and then catcher's up the line to apply the tag. I think right now you want Spiezio, Kennedy, get an RBI the old-fashioned way. Swing the bat.
Kennedy is 0 for 3 on the night. 3 groundouts. John Davidson wearing his Cardinal hat. His wife and daughters.
Got a chance to play 9 holes yesterday in our Fox tournament with John. Had a good time. He was 19-year-old goalie, back in when I was playing with the Cardinals.
Kennedy pops it up. Will it get out of play? Torrealba gives it a look and will find the seats. This is a situation now. The Cardinals have to get more than just 2 runs.
Yeah, they got 2 runs now. They still got 1 out. You got 2 men in scoring position. You're absolutely right. Tony's thankful for the 2, but he wants to be greedy. And remember, when the Cardinals got 4 runs, they've been able to wrap up those victories. They're really swinging the ball, the outfield, shading him to left field. Big gap out in right center. Hop out there in right field is fairly deep. And the infield in. Boy, there's a big gap between the infield and the outfielders.
2-2.
You better pitch him away with hard stuff if you're going to play him that way. Boy, just 1 base hit doesn't change the whole reflection of a game. And
a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just missed outside.
Trying to backdoor to where left-hand hitter gives up on it. It breaks over the corner for the strike. These guys are rooting on, trying to get some runs. And isn't it curious that Clint did not go to one of his 3 left-handed pitchers out of the bullpen?
Ground ball, base hit. Next time will score. Spezio being waved in. Kennedy delivers. And it's 4-1 St. Louis. Adam Kennedy with 2 RBIs.
Been swinging the bat better since mid-April. 2 RBIs give him 7 total now. And his average up to over about 240, a little bit above. I mean, you got to take little baby steps, but you've got to score runs, and pulls this one through the drawn-in infield beyond the second baseman's reach and dive. And once they got the outfield, that guaranteed that Spezio will score the 4th run. So
here's Ludwig. Cardinals with 4 runs here in their half of the 7th, and they lead it by the score of 4-1. Still looking for a home run in our Hyundai inning.
Cardinals are 6-1 when they score 3 or more runs. 1-15 when they score fewer than 3 runs. Pile on.
Let's see if the Cardinals might want to do some running here. Kennedy is a guy that is not bad as far as stealing bases in his career. No unexpected findings in the surgery of Chris Carpenter's elbow today. That's good news. No timetable, though, set for his return. Classified as successful surgery.
Got a heartbeat, but I initially put the timetable around 3 months, but you just don't want to. If you set a timetable, then you're only setting yourself up for disappointment, or somebody trying to figure out why he didn't come back at that time. Pretty much straight away and bunched in the outfield.
'73 pitches tonight for Buchholz, and Clint Hurdle decided to go to his bullpen, and Buchholz was terrific against the Cardinals, and he decided to go very early.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness to Clint, it was only his 3rd start. Remember, he started in the bullpen, and he hadn't gone past 5+ innings in the previous 2.
Coming up after the game, Cardinals Live post-game show completely dedicated to your team. And inside the Cardinals clubhouse, you're going to hear from Tony La Russa. All that coming up later tonight. Cardinals Live presented by Budweiser.
I think my biggest question is when he brought in this right-hander, why he didn't have one of his 3 left-handers available. Didn't even have him warming up like he does now.
Fastball misses outside to Pujols. Grounded into a double play, 4-6-3 in the first. Walked in the fourth and grounded out back in the sixth. The 8th man to come to the plate for the Cardinals here in their half of the 7th, and they lead it 4-1.
Jeremy Affeldt has now got up and throwing a lefty in that pin.
Hot shot to short and another double play. 6-4-3. Boy, he hit a rocket to short. Cardinals pick up 4. They lead it by 3 runs.
Here's our Geico quote of the day from none other than Casey Stengel. There comes a time in every man's life, and I've had plenty of them. You is no better Stengelese than something like that. Truck says some buddies of mine are coming. Oh, the Dare guys. They're 5th graders. No. But had the Dare ceremony here. A lot of parents with their kids were out there. And of course, the Cardinals put on a great elementary school program that is free to the schools, where Fred Bird and Joe Cunningham come out. Sometimes I'll do it, but it's Joe Cunningham started the program, and it's just 3 principal messages: stay in school, participate in sports, and most importantly, stay away from drugs. Great program. Call the Cardinal front office about that next year. Ryan Franklin will come in here, appearing for the 14th time. This guy has really solidified the 8th inning and done an outstanding job. Went to spring training hoping to be the 5th starter, but now he's found, I think, a great role for this Cardinals, pitching the 8th inning, setting it up and bringing it to Isringhausen.
Here's Matt Holliday to lead it off in the 8th.
He's had quite the night, hasn't he?
He sure has. Pair of doubles and a home run.
Triple away from the cycle, and he won't get it here.
Low throw, and Pujols has got it. The Cardinals pick up 4 runs in the 7th inning. Lead it 4-1. Seen a lot of this from Eckstein.
Well, you see him upset with himself a little bit. He got hit on the non-throwing shoulder, his glove hand, but Albert over there picked up a Gold Glove last year. He can soft hands. He can scoop those balls in dirt, but naturally Eckstein and Albert would prefer to have a chest-high throw.
In that inning for the Cardinals, Spezio delivers off the bench with the biggest hit of the night. Then pretty good at bat there by Kennedy. Fought off some pitches, and he picks up 2 RBIs. And what's being overlooked a little bit is the fact that Edmonds has 3 hits tonight. Most hits in a game in 2007 for Edmonds. How did he hit that?
Well, down and in, and
wow.
You know, I mean, good hitters find a way to have contact, and if you put the ball in play, remember it was the slicing line drive that Duncan made the great play, but this one didn't carry far enough. Breaking ball, but it's down and in, but you see the bat control that he has, just making contact, and that's why you have to play that left fielder somewhat near the left field line, because and why he's such a high average hitter, because he'll spray the ball around to all fields.
Hit down the right field line. Ryan Franklin was saying to me the other day, against right-handed batters, they'll use a slider, a sinker, and a splitter. Left-handed batters, the cutter, the sinker, and the splitter. But he's got 5 or 6 different pitches that he can use.
Sinkers, you know, he's got 4-seam fastball. I like his attitude, and I like what he's brought to the Cardinals. Remember, he's got over 100 starts in the big leagues. He could be an option. That's why he was hoping to be the 5th starter for the Redbirds. Also very capable with several of his pitches to get a ground ball double play.
1-2 the count. Hit left side. Rolling. Can they turn 2? Yes, double play. 5-4-3. Franklin gets the ground ball. Bottom of the 8th. Rolls in. When we come back, it's 4-1. Baseball tonight is brought to you by Budweiser. We thank you for being a designated driver. By Chevrolet. Meet the all-new Silverado 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. See for yourself. Shop and compare at stlchevy.com. And by Advance Auto Parts, providing car care, know how to protect your investment. Al, we're ready in advance.
We are, and we're ready to claim this victory.
Uh-oh. He's been
working
caught
hard. Well, he probably was in a conference. He was in a conference with Tony about how many runs we're going to score this inning, with Taguchi leading off. I just found out one of the reasons why maybe Clint Hurdle did not go to 2 of his 3 left-handers. Affeldt just gave him his first 12 appearances, was very good, but he's allowed 6 runs over 2 2/3 over his last 3 innings. Tom Martin, another left-hander, has allowed 3 runs in 3 straight appearances. Batters are batting. They're 6 for 11, a .385 average over his last 7 appearances for Affeldt. And Tom Martin recently in his outings is .389. So the lefties, other than their closer Fuentes, who's very good and picked up the save last night, have struggled a little bit.
check swing by Taguchi.
Affeldt, another guy that's got a good arm, and Taguchi's been hot of late.
Now, one of the positives for the Cardinals this year has been getting into late innings and having Franklin and Isringhausen. That combination has been very good.
Well, you know, for the most part, the bullpen has been very good for Tony La Russa. It's just that haven't had many leads, and as you said, Izzy has only blown 1 save, and that one you really can't even say he blew that one because the wind blew the save.
There's that fly ball hit down the right field line at Wrigley Field that should have been caught.
Well, but it was started in foul territory and ended up being a single that blow his save for him, but he's been perfect other than that.
Here's Scott Rowland. So Taguchi strikes out to start the bottom of the 8th as a pinch hitter for Duncan, and here is Rowland, who is 0 for 3. He is grounded out to short, fly to center, and struck out. Affeldt was a closer for a while with Kansas City. Used in a variety of roles.
Still got a good arm.
Just hit 93 on the last pitch from the left side, and that one on our gun at 99.
He's got 18 big league saves. The most he had was in 04 when he had 13. Had a lot of arm problems. His 3rd round draft pick in '97 for Kansas City, Affeldt, but disabled list in 2002, list in 2003, 4, 5, a couple times in 05.
Affeldt came over with Denny Bautista from Kansas City for an infielder, Ryan Sheely, and Scott Doman. Trade deadline of last season. 3 balls and 1 strike. The inside corner. Full count. Time called by Rowland. Pop, Torrealba, and Quintanilla due up for the Rockies in the 9th. Rowland hits it out to left field. stays in the ballpark for the second out. Here's Edmonds.
Yeah, see what he can do against this left-hander. As Jimmy's had a 3-for-3 night. Came in batting 184, and he's now up to 211.
Edmonds had his last 4-hit game July 31st, 2004 at San Francisco. 4 times he had 3-hit games a year ago.
Dan, everybody wants to hit all the time, but wouldn't it be nice to have the Cardinals win this game? It's a big difference when you have a good offensive night and a victory on top of it.
Good breaking ball. Cardinals with 8 hits tonight after just 4 in game 1 of this series.
Amongst those 8 hits, more importantly, is 2 extra base hits, and they were good ones as they both drove in a pair. One of the things you still know this team is not firing as on all cylinders is if this score holds true. Once again, it'll be the offense can only muster runs in 1 inning. And Tony said at the very least we have to do it at least 3 innings.
Edmonds strikes out. Izzy time when we come back. 9th inning rolls in. 4-1 St. Louis with a lead over Colorado, and we turn to tonight's game reset brought to you by Singular. Singular is now the new AT&T. Crowd of 42,763 saw Brad Thompson make his first start of the season. He gave up 1 run, and that has been the only run for Colorado tonight. Matt Holliday with his home run, number 6, back in the 3rd. Great defensive play by Kennedy. Best of the night from Duncan. And off the bench, it was Spezio delivering. That brought in 2 to give the Cardinals a 2-1 lead, and then 2 more would score thanks to Adam Kennedy. Game reset brought to you by Singular. Singular is now the new AT&T. 14th appearance for Isringhausen, and now the numbers are very good. 8 saves and 9 opportunities.
And we talked about that. They really couldn't fault him on that 1 blown save. Opponents only batting 163. Moving up the list in the all-time save list. He's now sole possession of 24th place with his 257 lifetime saves. He's the Cardinal all-time save leader, 181, and has 4 30-plus save seasons with St. Louis.
The season, he's pitched 9 1/3 and given up just 3 runs on 6 hits. A season ago, control was one of his biggest issues, and thus far, Al, he's only walked 2.
Well, he just had that hip surgically repaired, and now that when he puts that landing leg, he doesn't have to think about how to protect the pain. He can just work on control, and his step is so much better. It's very difficult for any pitcher to pitch without a solid foundation. So I mean, he didn't make any excuses. We didn't know about it until the pain got so bad. He had to call it quits, and then it was really tough to watch his teammates out there, and Wainwright in particular, to handle his role.
Pujols will put away out number 1. That's how we start the night.
Consummate professional and team player. He was in that bullpen rooting on and helping Wainwright and the other relievers. The young guys came of age. Tony, in the World Series, I'm sure Tony would have rather had all the veterans, but he was forced to use Wainwright and Tyler Johnson and all those guys, and they came through. And they learned an awful lot on the biggest stage.
Opponents only hitting 160 against Izzy this year. When you think about Isringhausen, I mean, it's his entire body that gets into the pitch, and that's why that hip area is so important. So much, the pounding that the body takes, and his lower body is big, and he'll drive off that back leg. then pound on the front.
And it was the landing leg, so you know you got that body, you're balancing on the one leg and coming over the top, and he's had that hip repaired twice now, shaved down, probably face hip surgery in the future, and he's hoping that future is 10 years from now, 15, whatever it is. A strong competitor and still pitching well.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, he came in to this outing having thrown 180 pitches this year. Nearly 70% of those have been strikes. I mean, that's very important.
Well, and that was the odd thing a year ago when he was struggled so mightily with his control. It was never a factor in the past. He always had impeccable control.
As he bounces one to the plate.
It's all right on cue.
That's right. 2-2.
But he was ahead in the count. He was trying to get him to go after.
I'm with you, Al. I'm with you.
Notice they don't mind if we say something positive.
No. We found that out time and again. 2-2 on Torrealba with 1 out, nobody on. 4-1 St. Louis. Torrealba walked in the second, grounded out, and has flied out. Big hit tonight from Adam Kennedy to drive in 2. Prior to his at bat, it was Spezio off the bench.
2 only extra base hits, 3 hits from Jim Edmonds. And don't forget the contribution of Brad Thompson, the Cardinal starter.
Ground ball to second. Out number 2. Pat and Ricky are standing by with Cardinals Live, presented by Budweiser. Jim Hayes as well. We're out away from that.
You don't think they're excited about talking about a win?
You know it.
These fans are on their feet wanting to talk about a Cardinal victory. And you know, and as bad as things have gone, once again, you're trying to win series. You win this one here, get the final out, and you win tomorrow and you win another series. They constantly putting themselves in a hole, losing that first game.
Quintanilla is the final hope for Colorado.
Get ahead of ourselves. Our Izzy falling behind 2-0. Regroup. Milwaukee wins again over the Nationals 6-4.
Three and 1. On the air tomorrow at 11:30 with the pregame show. Afternoon baseball here at Busch Stadium. The 3-1 pitch. Liner, and it's caught by Rolen, and the Cardinals win it. 4-1 our final tonight. Jim Edmonds with 3 hits. Spezio off the bench. His RBI to play 2. Kennedy a big RBI base hit to play 2. And Jimenez picks up his first win. St. Louis 4, Colorado 1. Budweiser player of the game is coming up next. Jimenez, his first win in the big leagues, and it's 4-1 our final tonight. The Cardinals beat the Colorado Rockies behind an 8-hit attack. Al Hrabosky, Dan McLaughlin, 4 hits last night, but timely hitting. We started our telecast tonight talking about that. The Cardinals get that, and it is a big reason why our Budweiser player of the game is named the player of the game. Timely hitting.
And, you know, we get that timely hitting, a pinch hit appearance for Spezio. and he really came through. Bases loaded, the only extra base hit. They give him a double right here and scores 2. Kennedy got a big base hit after that, but they said he took second base on the throw. But this is nice to see. The Cardinals could talk about a victory, still a whole bunch of singles, but they, with the good pitching, and don't forget Brad Thompson set the tone with his good 5 innings.
All right, Pat Paris and Ricky Horton have a winner to talk about tonight. Pat?
All right, guys, thanks. We will see you in just a moment on Budweiser Cardinals Live. We'll bring you an interview with the star of the game. As mentioned, Ricky Horton will join me with analysis, and we'll bring you Tony La Russa's comments on this 4-1 victory. That and much more coming up on Budweiser Cardinals Live. Keep it right here, live from the ballpark on FSN Midwest.
Scott Spiezio, a pinch hit, 2-run double in the 7th to give the Cardinals a lead for good. And Scott, you come into the game with the bases loaded. First pitch, you see you banging into the corner. You like that first pitch?
I like any pitch that's over the plate. I was just looking for something up and over the plate, and I got it, put a good swing on it, and luckily it got in the right spot.
The 4 runs tonight, runs have been scarce for this team. Do you feel like any day now you guys are going to break out of this collectively?
Well, you got to keep a positive attitude, and I know the guys on this team can hit. I know I can hit, and you know, we just got to keep forging ahead and not let everybody get us down. You know, we know what we can do. We just got to keep you know, practicing in the cage, practicing on the field here, and you know, just trusting ourselves and our abilities.
That's a big story tonight. Certainly the pitching was. A lot of guys played a role, but how about the job by Brad Thompson? Gets sort of an emergency start and pitches well.
He did a great job. He made one mistake the whole night, and you know, Holiday made him pay for it. But other than that, he was fantastic, and you know, he just went out there and looked determined, and you know, we wanted to get him get a win out of this one for him, and we ended up doing it. It's great.
Scott, thanks for the time.
You got it, no problem.
We've seen it before. Scott Spiezio, a flair for the dramatic, guys.